All right, yogis, welcome back to Yoga by Paige. In today's flow, we are going to be working on our hips. I have lovingly titled this class Hiptastic because at the end, I know that your hips will feel fantastic. I will have a block, totally unnecessary, but in case you want one, it might be handy to have. Otherwise, we can get started on our mats when you're ready. So let's go ahead. All right, so to get started today, we are going to lie on our backs. So go ahead and come on down to your back. And as you lie down, hug your knees into your chest. Oh, that should feel pretty good right away. I'm pretty tight. So you can roll your knees in circles in one direction and then in other direction. And then what we'll do here is take one hand on each knee and make opposite circles with the knees at the same time. So what we're kind of thinking about doing is taking that thigh bone through the entire hip socket and exploring the whole shape of the hip socket. And then change directions of your circles, opposing circles here. And that should feel pretty nice. And if you find a place that feels sticky, go ahead and stay there. Nice. And then what we'll do is just release your knees back together, grab the backs of your thighs, and we'll rock and roll forward and back until you gain enough momentum, 2 or 3 rocks, to come up into a nice comfortable seat. So I'm actually going to come a little bit sideways so you can see a little bit better here. What we're going to do to start is inhale, reach the arms up nice and tall, and then exhale down, starting to feel the heaviness through your hips as you sink in. Inhale, reach up, equal weight through both of your sit bones. Exhale down. One more time, inhale, reach. Now on your exhale, we'll bring your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you, finding a really gentle twist. And you can just rest here and find a little bit more passive stretch. Or if you want this to be active, you can engage your arm and bring the back of your hand and kind of press the back of the hand into the thigh so that you are really opening here. Think about this left shoulder head dropping down and back as your gaze turns over the left shoulder. Breathe in, noticing where you're tight, where the breath can be an asset to you to help create space. One more inhale. And then exhale, slowly unwind through center. And what we'll do is take these shoulders and hug them up, 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 and then drop, exhale. Good, 2 more, inhale. And drop. Last one. And drop. Good, inhale, reach the arms up really nice and tall. And on your exhale, hands to heart center. One more, inhale, reach. And now you'll twist your right shoulder back, bring your right hand to the lower back, and then same idea will apply here. You can either grab onto your thigh or activate the back of your arm to press that arm in, and then guide the right shoulder head down and back as you bring your gaze over for an active twist or passive twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Becoming more aware of where this breath is showing up for you. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And then slowly unwind, come back through center. And now this time we'll roll our shoulders out one at a time. And then the other way. Good. Switch which leg is in front for me. With your knees nice and wide, you're still in Sukhasana here. We're going to take a hold of the knees and we'll think of this as 6 parts. Think about your ribs shifting up and to the left and then up into the center. Hips stay grounded and then up to the right. And now you'll have to kind of curl over, and actually I'll turn back this way. Curl back. So you're gonna round the spine, so you're gonna tip over your sit bones there and go back right, and back center, and back left. And now we'll go front center, so you tip back over the sit bones there, front center, front right, and back left. Center, left, front, center, right. And so what we'll do is smooth that out. So it's almost like we are taking and articulating through our entire rib cage all around, creating some space and ultimately feeling this heaviness through the hips. So we'll start in the opposite direction now. So we'll go back left, back center, back right, front center, front left, back center, back right, and then smooth it out. Right, center, left, back, center, right, front, center, left, back, center, right. Nicely done. Finish off with one more round here, and then come back through center, and then just release the shoulders. Good. So what we'll do is roll ourselves over to a tabletop position. Take just a couple of cat-cows, and notice how that has changed the experience of cat-cow. Tilt the pelvis, drop the ribs, look up. And then exhaling, navel to spine, chin to chest. I find that I actually have more movement here. Inhale, cow, and exhale, cat. One more round here. Inhale, cow, and then exhale, cat. From your cat, go ahead and tuck the toes, lift the hips, arriving in our first downward facing dog together. So taking a couple of moments to either find stillness or movement. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and connect to your Ujjayi breath. Cultivating those 4 or 5 count inhales, 4 or 5 count exhales. Good. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And so what we'll do here is walk ourselves to the back of our mat, walking your hands towards your feet. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, release. And then inhale, lift up halfway. Keep this here. Bend your knees enough that you can plant your left hand, maybe even on fingertips, directly underneath your sternum. We'll start to straighten your right leg as you draw your right hand back towards your rib cage, wrapping the right hip back and then shifting more weight into those left fingertips. So we're not quite extended through the arm just yet. Shift more weight into the ball mounds of the feet, and then slowly extend the right hand up to the sky. So feel the twist, but also start to feel the rapid and opening through that right leg. One more inhale, and then exhale, release. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Bend your knees enough now that you can get your right fingertips directly underneath your chest. Start to straighten up that left leg. Shift more weight into your right fingertips, drop your left hand, and then guide the left hand towards the rib cage, using your left hand to help you stack the shoulders on top of each other, arriving here first. Shifting more weight again into the fingertips, into the ball mounds of the feet, and then extending that left arm high. Breathing it and letting it go. So you're feeling this opening and stretch now through the back of that left leg. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. Nicely done, yogis. Inhale, lift your chest up halfway. And then exhale, release. Tuck the chin to your chest as you slowly rise all the way up here for your mountain pose. Gliding the shoulders away from the ears, lift arms, lift gaze. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, circle sweep arms high to the sky. Now exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lifting, lengthen legs and chest. And exhale to release. Walk the hands forward into your high plank pose, arriving in high plank. Turn the creases of your elbows forward, turn your gaze forward, shift forward. Release to your toes, to your belly, chaturanga. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the elbows, low cobra, inhale. And let it go. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the elbows, inhale, low cobra again, and down. Last one here, low cobra, lift it up, and release. Rock yourself back to child's pose. Take those knees really nice and wide. Let the hips hang heavy towards the mat, and we'll make this an active child's pose. So firmly press your hands into the mat. Pull the navel to the spine. Feel your hips snuggle a little bit closer towards your heels as you drop your forehead down to the ground. Breathing in through the backside of your body. Staying here for the exhale. 2 more, inhale. Wrapping the outer edges of your shoulders down. 1 more time. Beautiful. Then inhale, come into your tabletop, tucking those toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Find a nice big deep breath in downward facing dog, inhale. And let it go, exhale. Your right leg will float high to the sky for 3-leg dog. Inhale. Roll that right hip open, scorpion dog. And now take 3 nice, big, huge hip circles in one direction, as if you're drawing with a marker on the kneecap there, and then switch directions. 3 big old circles in the other way. Good. After your 3rd one, extend that right leg high to the sky. And then exhale, step the foot between your hands, finding your low lunge. Pull your chest up and through. Inhale, lengthen spine, lengthen the hips, let them hang heavy. And then what we'll do is drop this left knee. So if you know you need to cushion your knee, feel free to cushion it. You can roll over the edge of your mat or put something underneath. We'll keep the toes tucked under, rise up here for a low lunge. And so what we'll do is send the pelvis down and forward, getting an opening through the front of the left hip flexor, the back of the right leg here. Big inhale here. And on your exhale, cactus the arms, let something go. Then release the hands down. We'll inhale, reach forward, arms up high to the sky. And then on your exhale, big circle back, release. 2 more, inhale, open wide. And exhale, release. Last one here, inhale, open wide. And exhale, release. And then inhale, open wide and just shift back. Now, with your weight shifting back, the left hip is over the left knee. We're gonna pull the right hip out, and I will turn to you so we can see this and do this together. Walk your right toes out so that the heel is in line with your left knee. You'll bring your right hand in front of your right knee, and we're just gonna shift out to the right here. Shift, 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 shift. See how far you can go, and then back up. We'll do that again. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Maybe this time you can get your fingertips to the ground, and then back up. Last one here, reach it out, maybe the fingertips come to the ground, and if they do, extend your left fingertips up high. So it's kind of like a variation of extended side angle. One more breath, and let it go. Then back out, inhale, reach, 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 reach. We'll go ahead and toe heel that right foot back in front of us. Plant your hands, tuck your left toes, and sweep your right leg high to the sky, giving a nice big shake out. Inhale, shift forward for your high plank pose. 3-leg plank if you want to. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling for up dog or cobra. Exhaling right back into downward facing dog. Starting to notice now some shifting through the tissue in our hips. Taking an inhale, float your left leg high to the sky. And then exhale, roll that left hip open, scorpion dog. Big breath here, inhale. And exhale. Now, 3 big hip circles with the left knee in one direction, thinking about drawing with a marker on that kneecap. And then 3 hip circles in the other direction, exploring that hip socket once more. Good, extend out for your long 3-leg dog. And then exhale, step the foot between your hands, low lunge. Let the hips sink heavily, draw your chest up and through. Feel the opening now through the front of the right leg, the back of the left as the hips drop heavier and heavier and heavier. One more breath. On your exhale, drop your right knee. Remember, if you need to cushion it, feel free to cushion it. Rise up here for your low lunge. Your hips are coming down and forward, and your left knee heel is drawing back. So you're engaged, but opening. Now, take an inhale with your chest high. Exhale, cactus the arms. Let something go. Feel a sense of softening and a sense of heaviness. Good, then inhale, reach your arms down. And up, 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 up. Big circle back. Inhale, up. And down. One more time, up. And down. Good, so now toe heel your left foot out so that you have heel in line with your right knee. I'm gonna face you once more. We'll bring the back of the left hand on the inside of the knee, and we're just gonna reach this left hand forward. Reach, 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 reach. And then back it up. And then reach again, reach, 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 reach. Maybe you get your fingertips to the ground. Feel that deep opening in the groin. And one more time, reach, 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 reach. We'll hold this one a little bit longer, fingertips to the ground. Extend that right arm up and out. And see if there's something that you can let go of. This release almost. One more inhale. And stay for that exhale. Good. Back up, back, 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 back. We'll come back towards the front of our mat. Plant your right toes, and we'll sweep the left leg high for 3-leg dog, giving a nice shake out. Shift forward to your 3-leg plank or regular plank into chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, inhale, right back into that downward facing dog. So pedal it out, maybe explore the shape. Notice the shifting that has already begun to take place through the hips. It should feel pretty nice. All right, moving on here. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, step or float, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, lengthen legs and chest. Exhaling all the way back down. We'll go ahead and drop our seat and lift the chest into chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, sink in a little bit here, sending those hips really back nice and far. See if you can get those knees close to over the ankles, maybe even wiggling your toes, seeing where the weight distribution is here. The quads will kick up. You might even feel a little bit in those hamstrings. One more breath, inhale. Stay for the exhale. On your next inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, airplane the arms back. When you stand up, draw your right knee to your chest, pressing into your left leg. Take an inhale here. Flex your right ankle and cross your right ankle over your left thigh as you sit down into a figure 4 chair pose. Hands come to heart center. Take a big, deep inhale here. And then exhale, release your hand, right hand to your knee and your left hand to your ankle. Arms can be straight as you settle in a little bit deeper. It almost creates some traction through the lower back. It helps you to press this right knee down a little bit, getting more into this outer right hip. Breathe in and breathe out. If you want to take this a little bit deeper, you can actually bend your elbows to the same places where your hands just were, continuing to reach your chest forward. You'll just feel more sensation in that right hip. And one more breath. Stay here for the exhale. Now, stand up, inhale, bring your right knee to your chest. And then exhale, step your right leg back as far as you can, turning your right toes out, warrior 1. Now lift up that inner right arch, activate the back leg, and send more energy into your left leg. Breathe in here, and breathe out. Take another breath, inhale. Then exhale, release the hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the elbows. With this left knee still vigorously bent, allow the right hands to travel down the inside of your right thigh. So it's like the more you lift up your chest, the deeper you're able to settle into your hips. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, take one more breath, yogis, inhale. Now take your chin forward, snuggling your left shoulder inside the left knee, coming into your variation of humble warrior. Tucking your chin in, arms can reach up and over, continuing to stay active through the legs. Pull the navel into the spine. Breathe in, breathe out. One more here. And last one. Pushing off that left foot, inhale, reach the arms up high to the sky, find length. Now exhale, plant the hands. And yogi's choice for your vinyasa here, I'm gonna sweep hop today because that sounds like fun. And then we will all meet up in our downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift up your heels, bend your knees, exhaling, step or float to your forward fold. Halfway lifting, lengthen legs and chest. And exhale, release. We'll drop our seat and lift the chest into that nice deep chair pose once more. Pulling the navel in, lengthening through the lower back. Exhale to hold. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, airplane the arms alongside the body. From your airplane here, lift your left knee up to your chest. Stand up to a strong mountain on your right side. Flex your left ankle and cross your left ankle over your right thigh, sitting down into a figure 4 chair. Hands come to heart center to begin, so you can start to find your balance. Looking at one place will help your focus and help your balance as well. Then once you're settled here, your hand can come to your heel and your knee. Press your hands in, see if you can get the arms straight. Lift up your chest, and sink those hips back a little bit further. It's okay if you wobble, huh? Breathe in and breathe out. Good, inhale and exhale. Then if you took it further on the first side, you can bend a little bit deeper, bringing your elbows down to replace your hands. So it's just getting into that left hip a little bit more, challenging the balance deeper, yeah? Breathe in and breathe out. Good, we'll stand up with our left knee into our chest, inhale. And then exhale, step this left leg back as far as you can, spinning the left toes out, arriving in warrior 1. So making the adjustments with your feet here, lifting up that inner left arch, sending the energy into your right thigh. Lengthen out here, inhale. Then release the hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Maybe the other way. Roll your shoulders, squeeze the elbows, lengthen the hands down the back left leg here. And the more that you shine your heart and lift up through your chest, maybe you challenge yourself to drop deeper into your right knee. Smoothing out the breaths here, inhale. And exhale. One more. Then take your chin, reach forward, snuggling your right shoulder inside the right knee. Tuck your chin to your chest. Allow the arms to reach up and over. Finding those long fluid breaths. And wrapping that right hip back, noticing if it's sticking out to the side. Staying strong through your core. Last one. Now push off of that right leg. Inhale, reach the arms up high to the sky. Warrior one as you release. And then exhale, plant the hands. Vinyasa of your choice. Again, I'm going to take that sweep hop into an L shape. And then we will all meet up after our chaturanga into downward facing dog for 3 breaths. So arrive here. Feel that heat and opening and release that you've already begun to create. Last one. Now inhale, float your right leg high. Exhaling, step the foot between your hands. Rise up here to Crescent Lunge. Inhale. Exhale, settle in. Spin your left toes open for Warrior 2, stacking shoulders over your hips and gaze towards the front. Take a big breath, inhale, and then your left arm will go in front of you. Your right arm will reach up and back, finding a unsupported reverse warrior. Big extension as if somebody were pulling your arms in opposite directions. Inhale. Now on the exhale, we'll find extended side angle. Your elbow can come to your thigh and your left arm can go up, or you can reach your left arm forward. But think about your elbow or your hand opening up your knee. Good. From here, Exalted Warrior, straighten your right leg, lengthen as you reverse the arms. And now exhale, windmill your hands down inside your right foot. You might even heel your right foot out for a lizard lunge. Take a big breath here. Let the hips hang heavy. Pull your chest up and through. Inhale. Stay here for the exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now sweep your right leg high to the sky. 3-leg dog. Shift forward for 3-leg plank. Exhaling, 3-leg chaturanga. Set the foot down, up dog or cobra. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Notice now the space in the right leg, the effort that we've created, and that active opening. Inhale, left leg high. Exhaling, step the foot between your hands. Rise up here, Crescent Lunge, inhale. And settle in on the exhale. Spin your right toes open. Now you're in Warrior 2 for your second side. Exhale here. Right hand comes in front. Left arm is up and over for your unsupported reverse warrior. So the arms are reaching in opposition, feeling length and opening. Good. Take one more breath. Now exhale, bring your left elbow to your thigh and either your right arm straight up or out, whatever feels best for you today. Press that left elbow into the thigh and open up the hips, almost exposing this right hip flexor a little bit more. One more breath. Now Exalted Warrior, straighten that left leg, reverse your arms, reach it up, 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 up. And then on your exhale, we're gonna windmill the hands down to the inside of this left foot, toe heeling that left foot out so the hips hang heavy and your chest pulls up and through. So arriving here, feel that length through your chest, the deep opening into that hip, using gravity as your helper, your assistant here. One more inhale. Stay here for the exhale. Now sweep your left leg high to the sky, 3-leg dog, inhale, and then shift it forward, finding your version of chaturanga. Up dog, and down dog. Good, take your 3 breaths, feeling the balance now from side to side, that same amount of effort from each of our sides. One more breath. All right, let's flow through that one more time, adding on a little bit. Inhale, float your right leg high. Exhaling, step the foot between your hands. We'll rise up, Crescent Lunge, inhale. Exhaling, open out, Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior here, inhale. And now on your exhale, we'll find extended side angle a little bit deeper. Bring your right hand down inside the right foot and extend the left arm high. You can extend the left arm forward if you choose, or I'll give you the option to find a half bind. If you half bind, maybe you want to full bind, wrapping the right hand underneath, and then think about leaning the left shoulder back behind you. Breathe in, breathe out. Now wherever you are, we'll find Exalted Warrior, straighten that right leg, reverse the arms, inhale. And then exhaling, windmill the hands down to that lizard lunge, toe heeling the right foot out. Hips are heavy, chest is high, but this time think about this right knee hugging into your right shoulder. And then I'll give you the option to either stay here or take this deeper as well. Right hand can hook onto your ankle, and you can snuggle your right shoulder right underneath and plant the right hand outside. You can stay here, or maybe find a half bind here where you grab onto that hip, or maybe find a full bind. Tucking your chin down, or my preference is to stretch out. Breathe in and breathe out. Then release your hands, plant them underneath your shoulders, sweep your right leg high, give it a nice shake out. Shift forward for your 3-leg plank, maybe 3-leg chaturanga. Inhaling up dog or cobra, right back into that downward facing dog. Now it should really feel imbalanced. We can land a little bit deeper on that right side. We'll take one more breath. Let it go. Left leg floats high, inhale. Exhaling, step the foot between your hands. Rising up, crescent lunge, inhale. Now breathe open into your warrior 2, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Reverse warrior, unsupported, right arm in front, left arm over. Good. Now we'll find that deeper extended side angle. Left hand to the ground, right arm either to the sky or forward. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Maybe if you took that half bind, you take the half bind. Maybe if you took the full bind, you take your full bind. And then if you're there, send your hips forward, wrap your right shoulder back. Gaze can be up. I like my gaze to be down actually. One more breath. Last one. Good. Now release the hands. Exalted Warrior, straighten that left leg. It should feel really good. Now exhaling, windmill your hands down to that lizard lunge. Both hands inside the left foot, toe heel the left foot out. Hips hang heavy, pull your chest up and through. This time, that left shoulder hugs in. Feel it connect to that left shoulder, and either stay here or take your left hand onto that ankle. Snuggle your shoulder in as if you're putting on a backpack. And then maybe plant the left hand outside. And maybe if you went half bind, you can take a half bind, grabbing your left hip with your left hand, or finding your full bind, wrapping your right hand out. You can tuck your chin, or my preference, as I mentioned, is to reach forward. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Good, one more. Releasing your hands down back underneath your shoulders. Sweep this left leg high to the sky, 3-leg dog. Give a little shake, shake, shake. Shift forward for 3-leg plank. Into your 3-leg chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, inhale. Right into downward facing dog. Take a breath in, down dog, inhale. And then open your knees, drop your hips. Release, child's pose. That should feel really good. Notice how it feels to settle into all of the space you've created. Last one here. Good, and then inhale to walk yourself upright. We'll come into a little bit of a back bend here. So I'm gonna do camel. My knees aren't very sensitive, but if you want to roll over the edge of your mat, or if you wanna use a blanket underneath, you're more than welcome to do that. We'll also do this with our toes tucked under. So coming onto the knees, tuck your toes under, and then go ahead and sit back. And you might already start to feel some sensation. That means you're in the right place. Now what we'll do from here is lift up, stacking our hips over the knees, bringing your hands to your hips, roll your shoulders and squeeze the elbows. Slide the hands to the sacrum here with your fingertips pointing down over kind of the biggest part of your seat there. Then shift the hips forward as far as you can, maybe going a little bit further than you normally would, and feel a slight engagement as you squeeze those thighs together. Then slide the hands up behind your pecs and elevate the sternum as you continue to squeeze the elbows together. Now we'll keep this, just drop our hands down with the palms out, thumbs back. Using the quads lean back until you can find the inner edges of those heels. Then press your heels away, and as you do that, you might feel the shoulder blades squeeze together and your chest lift up. Then you can start to drop your gaze back, only going as far as what feels good for you. Keeping some engagement through the legs, and thinking more about the sternum lifting versus dropping into the lower back. One more breath. And then you can tuck your chin, slide your hands to the back of your chest, and then use your hands to guide yourself up. Untuck your toes to sit back. Taking a moment to feel that vibrancy, that alive sensation. One more inhale. Good, yogis. And now what we'll do is just swing around, drop your hips to the ground, and swing your legs in front of you. You can find a gentle rock here from side to side. We'll set ourselves up for a seated figure four. One more final stretch for our hips. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Lean back and bring your left foot down to the ground. We'll take this right knee and physically press it away using the strength of that right hip socket. Keep your right ankle flexed, and then you get to choose how close you want your hands to the lower back. Roll your shoulders, squeeze the elbows, lift up your chest here, and you should right away start to feel more in that right hip. And then the other kind of variable that you can play around with here is how close this left heel is to your seat. So that's kind of the other one. No matter what you've got going on, just see how much you can keep your spine upright, and you should get a fair amount of feedback. You might even notice here that I've begun to rock. As I mentioned at the top of class here, I'm really tight in my hips, so it feels nice to introduce a little bit of movement so it doesn't feel stuck. We're here for just one more breath. Good, and then what we'll do is take this right foot and plant it down on the ground. Boop. Notice that this right hip is probably lifted. Bring your right hip into, or your right thumb into your hip crease here and snuggle that hip down. You might have to work your way in there or even move your right foot around a little bit. We'll take a seated twist, inhaling, reaching the arms up tall. Similar to how we started class, pull the right hand behind you and hook your left elbow on your thigh. Wrapping your right shoulder back, sit up really nice and tall, and gaze can turn over your right shoulder. And then what we're trying to do is find some even weight through both sides of our sit bones here. One more breath. And on the exhale, we'll unwind to the left, take that counter bow, and then come back through center. And what we'll do when we come back to center is bring the hands behind us. We'll fan our legs out, whoosh. Bring your right leg to the ground and cross your left ankle over the right thigh. Plant your right foot on the ground, and we'll find that figure four for our second side. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the elbows, lift up your chest, and energetically press this left knee away as you lift up. Breathing in here, holding for the exhale. Remembering that your two levers are how close the hands are to the lower back, the length of your spine, and then how close you are to your right heel will give you a lot of feedback and sensation in that left hip. And then, of course, as I mentioned, I like to rock. It's almost like a little bit of self-myofascial release using the outer edge of that thigh bone a little bit. Your greater trochanter is in there. You can kind of roll over it. It gets kind of nice. One more breath. Now, we'll take this left foot, boop, plant it down, hook your left thumb here into this left hip socket, and snuggle your hips down inside that right heel. Inhaling, reach the arms up tall. You'll pull your left shoulder back, left hand down, and either hug onto or hook your elbow. Press your elbow in, guide the left shoulder blade back, and you can look over the left shoulder. Feeling broad in your chest, heavy in your hips. Using and taking advantage of that space that you've created to solidify this opening. Breathe in and breathe out. One more here, inhale. And then on your exhale, counter bow over to the right. Forehead down, and then come on up. We'll fan our legs one more time, reach it up, whoosh, and then plant it down as you come onto your spine. Lowering down, draw the knees into your chest, feeling everything pull in. And what I'll do, I'll encourage you to either stack the heels over your hips here for a little gentle inversion. If you are comfortable with shoulder stand and that is in your practice, you're welcome to come into shoulder stand. You can use something under your neck or your upper back. If you are coming into shoulder stand, you can bring your hands to the lower back, stacking your heels over your hips over your shoulders. So it's actually a fair amount of core work. Of course, you can always stay a little bit more bent here, but the idea is that you're keeping your gaze forward and not really feeling any pressure on your neck. It's not a neck stand. We'll be here for one more breath. If plow is in your practice and you want to bend at the hips here, the hip crease, you can keep your hands at the lower back. Bring the toenail side of your feet onto the ground, stacking your hips up over the shoulders again. Really paying special attention that the pressure is on your shoulders and there's no pressure on the neck. Breathe in, breathe out. My legs are active, my core is active, the arms are bracing. And then you can slowly unwind here, coming out of your plow pose. And what I like to do after that is a little fish. So bring the hands so that the elbows are underneath the shoulders, the hands are alongside the hips. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the elbows, puffing up the chest, and we'll just drop the crown of the head towards the back. So it's a little bit of a gentle back bend. And now we'll tuck the chin to our chest and release down into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Shaking the legs so they fall open naturally. Lengthening the tailbone towards the heels. Gliding the shoulders away from the ears. And ever so slightly tucking your chin to feel length in the back of your neck. Palms turn up for receiving energy or down for grounding. And you let your breath slip into its natural cadence. Feeling a sense of peace wash over you, softening as you let go. Knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, right here and right now. Yogi, you're welcome to stay here if you need a longer Shavasana. However, if you need to carry on, bend your knees, hugging them into your chest. Give yourself a gentle squeeze and roll over to one side, pausing for a round of breath. On your next inhale, we'll press ourselves up into a comfortable seat, drawing your hands to heart center, eyes closed with a bow in the forehead. In gratitude for sharing your practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here, Yogi. I hope you enjoyed this hip-tastic class and your hips feel fantastic. As always, if you have questions, comments, or feedback, feel free to drop me a note below in the comment section. And of course, feel free to subscribe. We post videos regularly, and you can also find many more details and events at yogabypaige.com. Peace.